vedrai farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girando.
Welcome everyone, I'm the Pizza Doctor. And today we're going to be making a basic pizza dough. So we have a lot to talk about, but we're going to just begin real simply with a few ingredients here. And we're going to always start with our good flour here. This is a 00 milled. We have our water, and I like the Dasani water, or you can use a reverse osmosis water. Just make sure it's not too much of a high mineral content water. This is just a sea salt that dissolves real well. And then we have our yeast, our rapid rising dry instant yeast. And that's going to be easy to get at any of the big supermarkets or even smaller markets that you may frequent. And we have an olive oil here that we're going to use a little bit of that to add some texture as well as to add some flavor. So we'll get started here. Whenever we're dealing with pizza dough, we want to work with baker's percentages. And so a scale is real nice to have that can help you with that, because if you're using just cups of flour, the amounts that you get are going to be a little bit off. And we work with the percentage of hydration. So real easy, 1,000 grams of flour, and if you put 500 mLs or 500 grams of water in, that's going to give you a 50% hydration. 600 mLs or 600 grams is going to be 60%. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use 500 grams here of the flour, and we're going to use 300 grams of liquid. I'm going to adjust for 20 cc's of the olive oil, just assuming that every cc or ml is going to be about a gram in weight. And then we'll use 280 grams of the water. I'm going to use 4 grams of the dry instant yeast, and these packets always come, or most of the ones I've seen have come in 7 gram amounts. And then we'll use, this will be enough to make about 3 pizzas, so we'll put in about 3.5 grams of salt per pizza, so we'll use 10 grams of salt for this recipe. So we have our standing mixer here, and it's important that you not over mix your dough, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So real easy, we're just going to take our bowl here.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini, quel cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante. Non chiudrai farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Fra guerrieri può far pacco, gran bustacchi stretto sacco, schioppo in spalla, sciabla a fianco, collo dritto, muso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco cantante, poco cantante, poco cantante.
Here we're going to add just a drop of oil to moisten the surface. And again, it's critical that that skin on the outer surface not dry out because you won't be able to stretch your dough otherwise.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adolgino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adolgino d'amor.
Pizza Doctor here, and we're in the next day after we've made our beginner dough, and we're looking at the development that's occurred at this point. It's been about 24 hours. So we're going to now be balling our pizza dough so that we can use it to make our pizzas later on today. And what I recommend is somewhere between 1 to 2 hours before you're going to be using it. I tend to favor more towards the 2, even to 3 hours before, to ball the dough up and to get it ready in a container so that when you can use it so that when you're ready you can use it to make your pizzas. So we're just going to go ahead and flour our bench a little bit here. And we're going to fold out our dough. And we used some olive oil so that helped make it so it didn't stick to the bottom as much. And you want to try to avoid compressing all the nice air bubbles that have formed. Those are actually carbon dioxide. We're going to flour our hands a little bit. And before we do anything else, we're going to go ahead and just flour the outside, and then we're going to weigh it. We're going to take our scale here, and then we'll know that we have enough to make about 3 pizzas. So we have just about 786. So I'm going to divide that by 3. And so you want to also flour your hands up a little bit. A little more than a little there. Just kind of get a coating on it, real nice. And this is very critical here, is that you want to take your fingertips and with the pads of your fingers, you want to push down just like that. And you're going to create that outer rim as you kind of work your way around there. And you can see this is a pretty nice dough, stretching nicely. And you never want to use a rolling pin. I'm just going to lift this up, kind of spread this flour out a little bit here, put it back down. And we're going to just keep working our way around there. And you can see some of the bubbles there. And then the next step is going to be the stretching. So in this step, we're going to be stretching here and then putting back down. Stretch, down. And this takes some getting used to and training. To understand how to do that. Another way to do this is you can just take it like this and spread it out this way. And then some places will use gravity on the edge of the counter and just let the edge go around like this to be able to stretch it out. The key is that the dough is elastic, so the gluten has developed some. And again, with this, I would recommend not doing it before 6 to 8, preferably 8 hours. Let's say 8 to 12 hours at the earliest. So if you make it early in the morning, you should be able to have it that evening. So that's a beautiful, good-sized dough there. Now you want to find a spoon that works for you. This one is real nice. It has a good size dollop of sauce that I'm able to put on there. You want to make sure you don't get any on your counter, because when you transfer your pizza to your peel, then that's going to be a problem. If you don't have a pizza peel, you can use a cookie sheet turned over to put your pizza on. So we're going to put that right in the middle there, and we're just going to spread it around like this. And if you think you have too little sauce, it's probably enough. If you really are worried about that, you might just add a little bit, but that's about the amount of sauce that you want to have on there.
Cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più frai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante. Non
So in a home oven with a pizza stone, we're going to give this about 7 to 9 minutes.
Turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adocino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adocino d'amor. Fra guerrieri può far bacco, gran bustacchi stretto sacco, schioppo in spalla, sciabla a fianco, collo dritto, muso franco, un gran casco, un gran turbante, molto onor, poco cantante, poco cantante, poco cantante.
Here's the pizza that I made in my pizza oven, which is a lot higher heat, and with the flour that we were using to make this dough, the high heat is necessary to get the kind of results that we're looking for. So with the home oven, look for a bread flour like a King Arthur bread flour. That'll be really nice for you to make your home pizza. The other thing is I'll be doing future videos on intermediate and advanced pizza making, where we'll go into more detail about some of the intricacies about the dough and the flour with the protein content.
Colonne, vie, salioni, al concerto di tromboni, di bombardie, di cannoni, che le porre tutti i tuoni all'orecchio fan fischiar. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, non più avrai.
Please be sure to click the like button below and to subscribe to my channel, Pizza Doctor, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Buonasera. Cheers.